All right. All right. Let's see. What's up, Clan? The Fan. What's up, Andrew? What's up, Free J? What's up, Hector? Loud and clear, Clan. Good, good, good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We got quite a few things to talk about. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm trying to think what we should start with, because I got quite a few things. How's everybody doing, man? You guys doing all right? Having a lovely Friday? Hey, Mr. Clan. Hello, RR. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How everybody doing tonight? We got quite a few things. We got to talk about Kawhi, because since we talked about it, it's been very dumb. We got to talk about the Dylan Harper news, the bad Dylan Harper news, and I have to go back on a take. And then we also have to talk about the Wembanyama interview that I completely missed. But we might split that up in sections, so we might just do like half of that. But yeah. How you doing, Clan? I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. They just pounding the rock, in my opinion. What does that mean? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Kokushibo? Tired of hearing about Kawhi? Hey, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Lots of people feel vindicated, including myself. It's kind of wild, man. It's kind of wild. Yeah. I mean, this isn't just about, oh, Kawhi left us. I mean, this is a huge story, right? Like, this isn't, I know that it's not going on with us, but think about if it was on our side. Like, this would literally destroy our future plans if we did something like this. Like, this is one of the biggest news stories probably in NBA history. Does this situation even surprise anyone? Not really. I mean, they wanted all these accommodations. They bent over backwards for him. He doesn't even play. It shouldn't be that shocking. But I don't know. Kawhi is a weird case, man. Kawhi. Should we start? We should probably just start with it. Yeah, I just want to start with it. Oh wait, actually, guys, I don't like the fact that you can barely see the chat. Hold on. If I move you guys down, is that better? Or should I just... I don't like that we can't see the chat. You over here, you can be seen perfectly, but, you know, you're right in front of me. If we put you up here, can't just put you right there. No one does that. Yeah, I have to put you over here. Guess you can see it a little bit. When we have stuff up like this, then yeah, the chat's very clear. So I don't know. All right. Okay. All right. Vindicated. All of Spurs fans have been vindicated. So I saw someone in the chat say, hey, are we even surprised at this point? And honestly, biggest stories in NBA history, and they're really going to get in trouble for this. I know some people have been saying, well, it could not be true, but it's very strange that the owner put in like $50 million into this make-believe endorsement in which Kawhi gets it, but he doesn't do anything to show off the endorsement. He didn't leave any comments. There's no commercials. There's no posts. There's nothing. There's literally nothing. Like, that's not by accident. And then also in the clause being you have to be playing with the Clippers. You can get paid as long as you're with the Clippers. That doesn't make any sense, right? Endorsements will have things in there that's very specific. Like, hey, don't get, in trouble. Don't do anything stupid. But like, they're not going to have in there just stay with this specific team. That doesn't. Yeah, that's I don't think that's typical. I don't think that's typical. Hello, Mikasa. I don't think she thinks that's typical either. She's very confused by this. We're all confused. We're all confused. So at the end of the day, this is really bad. And Kawhi is one of those weird cases where he was beloved, absolutely beloved. And as time gone on, I think people fell out of love with him. But because he's so quiet and because he doesn't talk much at all, people just, you can kind of just make up what you want about Kawhi, right? Oh, he's just a hard worker. He doesn't care about the glitz and glamour? Glitz and glamour? Is that how you say it? Yeah, he doesn't care about all the flashy things, right? But at the end of the day, and I know Uncle Dennis is to blame for a lot of it, and people will say Uncle Dennis did this, Uncle Dennis did that. But Kawhi Leonard is an adult, okay? And I get a little irritated with us acting as if he has no say-so in any of this. I know that his family, more than likely, it kind of seems, took advantage of him. But at the same time, after all this time and all the pretty bad ownership should get in trouble, Kawhi should get in trouble. This should really blow up, okay? Absolutely blow up. For a guy that doesn't even play to be getting that type of money is actually insane. All right, so with that being said, there's a few things that came out of this since the last time we talked about it. So first and foremost, I thought this was so premature. Mark Cuban, a fan of the or a friend of the Clippers owner, Ballmer, actually did I think it was 3 hours, right? A 3-hour interview with the journalist who broke the story. And this clip in particular is pretty awful, like really bad. I thought that the way that he reacted as soon as the news dropped was a little silly. Like he had his back so quickly, and it's like, good God, man, I swear, like if you got a friend, you would just back them no matter what. But the stuff that he says is very strange. So I wanted to play this, and I wanted to listen to what Mark Cuban had to say.
Cap circumvention is not especially complicated.
Sorry, that's a little loud, I know. It's because it was turned down so low last time we went live.
As a concept.
No, it's not. It's easy.
Exactly.
Easy.
So the whole idea of like, the reason it's a secret is because we're paying Kawhi outside the cap.
If you hadn't told me Uncle Dennis was the one to make the call, I would have been more likely to believe that Steve was at fault.
Wait a minute. So let's dig in on that. So why is that?
Because if Steve knew, and the minute he found out that this was falling apart and these guys were a scam, he'd say, let me invest some more money so you can pay off Kawhi so this whole thing goes away and there's no evidence of it any longer, and let's just erase all this from the books. You don't leave this outstanding debt out there. And particularly once you see that they're on a path to going broke, and potentially you understand enough, and I think we've all had enough experiences with bankruptcies, that those creditors are going to become public. And because that's where you got the story, right? And so that's, the whole dude.
This is absolutely ridiculous. This is like a serial killer telling us why another serial killer did not commit the crime. Like if he would have did the crime, he would have done it smart. He would have done it this way, because that's how I would have done it. This is very strange. What? I know, this is so strange. You would have thought that he would have came in with a little bit more, evidence or something. But no. The reason why he didn't do it is because he was too sloppy. And if you're going to do it, you got to do it this way. That's insane to me. Absolutely insane. But continue.
Diligence, smart enough to know, right? It applies to that as well. He's leaving himself so wide open in a way that he's going to be smart enough not to be if he's truly breaking the rules. If Ballmer was involved and he just immediately square the circle, to use your term, the minute things went sour, he's a fucking moron.
You're saying save.
Okay, guys, Mark, I'll be honest, okay? I don't hate Mark Cuban or anything like that, but a lot of people give him credit for like being, I don't know, one of the good ones, right? When it pertains to the billionaires that we often come across. And he is good, like, by comparison, but he's no different when it comes to stuff like this. This is awful, man. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Aspiration personally to prevent bankruptcy, to prevent all of this stuff.
That's one option. Or invest more money, right? And just tell them to pay off Kawhi. Because it would have made no sense to do this on an annual basis. It would have made a lot more sense to pay it off, put it away. Nobody knows any better.
The question I would ask you, though, would your calculation of throwing another $50 million after your original $50 million change if you became perhaps suspicious, if not aware, that one of these men was going to be pleading guilty to wire fraud?
He knows he's f***ed at that point,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
If he knows they're committing to wire fraud, he knows they're f***ed. So I'm doing everything possible. I'm going to Uncle Dennis and I'm saying, check written. Well, that's the next question, right?
It's also crazy that everyone calls him Uncle Dennis. Like, we kind of started saying Uncle Dennis, right? And I assume at the time not everyone would use that that name.
As a correspondent and an investigative journalist
That's right.
from Indiana University Powell School of Journalism, right? Why wouldn't Ballmer just go, or a representative thereof, just go to Uncle Dennis and say, Uncle Dennis, forget those guys. Here's $30 million for you to get aspiration amnesia and just make this go away.
Oh,
and
you
just
want
tell them,
you want SEC style? You want SEC?
well, no,
paper bag
SEC's
full of
already
money.
investigating. He already knows.
No,
the
sorry, I
SEC's
meant Southeastern Conference football style.
Oh, there you
like
go. Yeah.
Booster,
Oh, yeah,
booster paper bag. But that's what you're saying is directly pay Uncle Dennis.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's risk reward. If he was dumb enough to go down this path in the first place, at that point, he's got to keep on digging.
Yeah. I mean, look, logically, now we're completely in agreement. I think some dumb shit happened after some dumb shit happened.
Jeez. Wait, what? He got... Oh, okay. You said he got the guy who got fined $500,000 for tanking and then donates $500,000 to charity. I thought you said something else. I thought that said something else. I was like, what? But anyways, yeah. So there's that. So basically, all I wanted to take from this is that Mark Cuban coming out and saying like, no, this is the reason why I don't think that he did it. At first, with everything that was coming out from him, like the tweets or whatnot, you assume that, oh, he got some information. Like, no, this isn't true. But then when he's actually on the podcast and you see some of the clips from it, yeah, he has no information whatsoever. He's just making assumptions because he would have been smarter about the situation. But moving on, this is pretty bad. Oh wait, actually, not this one. This is pretty bad. So Ballmer actually decided to jump on ESPN and plead his case, and he was asked a question on. Oh, actually, I'm just gonna let it play. Just listen. This is crazy.
So since 2019, has Dennis Robertson asked you for any other benefits that would be in violation of the league rules?
They know the rules. They, meaning Kawhi and his representatives, including his uncle. We know the rules, and if anything's not clear, we remind ourselves what the rules are, and we make absolutely clear we're going to abide by those rules, and they understand them as well, and it's important for them to abide by them, which they have.
I don't think you could have given a longer answer to something that should have just been a yes or no. The fact that he said, the question is, did Uncle Dennis ask for special treatment? And your answer is, he knows the rules. I know the rules. We all know the rules. We all got rules. Rules are followed and sometimes rules are broken, but we got to make sure that if those rules are broken, that we remind ourselves not to break those rules. Like, oh, wow. Thank you. It sounds like the answer is yes. It sounds like the answer is yes. So very, very sussy answer there. And I wanted to look at this clip in which podcaster here, Jim Rome, talked about Steve Ballmer going on to ESPN. So let's see.
On you. They just worked you. You just got played to the tune of 50 mil. You're one of the most successful business people in the world. You're worth over 150 bill with a B. But you got completely swindled by some dudes with a tree company? Yeah, I don't know, Steve-O. That sounds dumber than you think we look. It also does not help.
Let's see. Clippers governor Steve Ballmer denies allegations that he circumvented the NBA salary cap by paying. They are so screwed because they don't have a first round pick until 2030. And the penalty for this is like take away 5 of your first round picks for like 5 years. Like they wouldn't, for the next decade, they'll be irrelevant. He later explained that he was a victim in the situation and accused the company aspiration of fraud. Okay.
That you got that high octave going, like that BS octave. If you're claiming ignorance and you're doing it in a squeaky falsetto
Sorry, I should probably turn it up a little bit. His is
voice, generally you're pretty full of it. I'm not saying that I know that you're guilty. I'm just saying you don't sound innocent here. You're not convincing anybody of anything.
There's nothing good that could have came off of going on ESPN to talk about this right after the allegation. There's literally nothing good that could have came from it. And yeah, him sitting there, and he did sound kind of like a woe is me, person. It's like, yeah, dude, you have a lot of power. You're probably pretty smart, especially business wise. I mean, obviously, yeah, no, you can't really buy this.
It's just a bit rich that he wants us to believe that he chipped off 50 mil for...
They conned me.
50 mil. But didn't vet the company. It's like, I was trying to circumvent the cap, but it's almost like they conned me. In fact, they did con me.
Committed fraud. How would I be able... Look, they conned
I
me.
didn't commit the fraud. I didn't circumvent. I didn't do anything. They conned me. What did I do? I'm the one who got conned.
Well, look,
Yeah, I'm
they
sorry about that,
conned
Mickey
me.
Mouse. I really am. Can you hear me, Juice? I'm the one who got conned.
Well, look, they
Did you
conned
take
me.
my money? Did you kill Bill Walsh? I'm the one who got conned.
Dude, can you hear me, dude?
Can you hear me?
They
Can you hear me,
conned me.
Ramona? Can you hear me, Ramona? I'm the one who got conned.
He was on the up and up, and they conned me. At the,
He is getting absolutely destroyed. But he's not the only one being made fun of, okay? He is not the only one being made fun of. So there was... Hold on, let me see if I can find this situation. So you can see here, it says San Antonio Zoo takes our tree planting very seriously. In light of recent news, an immediate investigation was grounds by a previously known actor. This video chronicles our investigation. So this is them trolling the whole situation.
Disclaimer. All trees seen in this video are 100% real.
Now let me turn my music off actually. As we can see here, recent news.
Have you seen Kawhi? No. You seen Uncle Dennis? You seen Steve? No.
Yeah, so they are absolutely getting demolished on all fronts right now. No one's going to believe this. I think that was actually true journalism, what we just saw. And there are some defenders. Like, I saw a few people that just absolutely love Kawhi that just will not believe any of it. But at this point, y'all, his activity, and people started trying to blame, like, Tony Parker being a little mean in a press conference. It wasn't even really a press conference, but just being mean on the mic is the reason for Kawhi leaving. No, that's a scapegoat. I think that a lot of people on our team were scapegoats. People said that we didn't really know how to treat superstars. Maybe, but, like, Kawhi was on a whole nother scale, right? Like, whole nother scale. And the Spurs know what they're doing. Like, even Wemby, as great as he is, and he's going to end up being, hopefully, one of the, if not the, greatest player of all time. And the San Antonio Spurs are not going to do some of the things that Kawhi did. Because you would just destroy a team. You could destroy your franchise if you were doing everything that Kawhi Camp wanted you to do. And obviously, that looks like that's what's about to happen to the LA Clippers. So we were in the right this entire time. I'm not someone that's just like going to say the Spurs can do no wrong, but as long as I've been on from players pretty quickly and they try to keep a good environment overall. So not many, you can't say that about a lot of franchises, right? I'm also a Cowboys fan, so you guys know I hate them. I hate them, even though I'm a fan. So, but I can take myself out of it. So when I say that the Spurs are top tier, they're top tier. I think they really are top tier. So, but yeah, let me know what you think whenever this video is up. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did my camera just stop? anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. I'm sure there's way more that's going to come out of this whole situation. Hey, everyone. Hello, Lakers. Yo, Lakers fan? What's up, man? I don't even hate the Lakers. Like, I'm not the biggest, like, LeBron fan, but I don't know. I liked the Lakers when they had Kobe. I mean, I didn't like them. I liked them being a rival when they had Kobe. I miss that rivalry. Was that news? All right. So, next order of business. All right. Chat. I got some bad news. All right. I hate to be the one to deliver it. If you haven't seen, it was posted not that long ago. But, yeah. So, if you guys recall, we actually went over a video in which the San Antonio Spurs deleted it, right? They absolutely deleted it, and we went over it, and I was like, why did they delete this footage? This was actually pretty awesome. Dylan Harper, and then flexing on him, right? Absolutely flexing on him. Now, my initial reaction was, okay, I told you guys I was very confused by that, because there is no controversy when it comes to Castle or Harper. Like, fans just love both of them. Nobody's really talking about this. I mean, there's been some discourse amongst, like, our subsection of the Spurs community in which I'm saying, oh, I think Dylan Harper should start. But, like, I'm also saying I think Castle should end the games, right? So it doesn't really matter. There is no discourse, right? Everybody's happy with both. There's a few stupid articles out there saying you have to trade one of those two. Very silly. But no one really, like, cares. Like, we can see these two coexisting, and we're happy and excited, right? And I was just very confused by that. I'm like, so are we just not going to post any to make sure that you can post it? And they did, and then they deleted it. Well, we found out why. So, as you can see, it probably happened on this play, but I think what happened, maybe, I could be wrong. It could have been any play. But I think him contesting this, he actually hurt his thumb. But we'll see. Because I don't know. Let's see. Which thumb was it? If it's the left, yes, it was the left thumb. So San Antonio Spurs number 2 pick Dylan Harper underwent surgery Friday to repair a partially torn ligament in his left thumb that he suffered in a workout, sources tell ESPN. So I'm assuming this right here, he probably jammed his thumb up against Steph Castle's arm on this play. That's the only thing that made sense for me for why they would delete this, right? So it's very unfortunate, and I have to go back on what I said, which is I don't like going back, for the sake of going back, but this is one of those situations. I don't think he starts early anymore. I mean, this is going to take adjustment. He's already a rookie. It's going to take some adjustment. I mean, getting off of a torn ligament, like, it's going to take a minute, right, for him to get his mojo back. And the Spurs aren't going to just put him in that situation. So I think it might take a while before he can actually start. But I still think his skill set and what both of these players bring, I think it makes the most sense to go about it the way that I mentioned. But anyways, so it looks like that's what happened. Now we got a little bit more context. We probably should have assumed that maybe it was something weird coming from this play, but I mean, what else can you get from it, right? Like, Castle dunks on Harper, and then they just delete it. I mean, we didn't get any news that Harper was hurt or anything, but that's what it's looking like. So I'm assuming it's from this play. I could be wrong, but look, he's going up with his left. You can see his thumb definitely got a little caught in the crossfires there, and yeah, he's gonna be out for a minute. But it's good news that they're saying he should be back by the opener. The best news that we can get over the course of the next several weeks is that he can play in the preseason game, because if his first game coming back is a regular season game, it might be a few games before we actually truly see him, right? So Yeah, very unfortunate. I really hate that, but it could have been way worse, right? It could have been way, way worse. Lord knows that we've suffered some injuries over the course of our time as fans, and this is not one of those horrible ones, right? And another thing that's really positive is that we have a pretty long time before we start playing, right? We have a whole month and a half. So yeah, he got enough time, maybe even more than a month and a half, but he got enough time to get ready for the season. So there's that. I hate to break the news, but it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. So guys, I do want to shout out today's sponsor. I think it's a good time to do that. I want to shout out today's sponsor, Sleeper. If you guys can, please join Sleeper and use the code. Oh, there it is. Use the code CLAN, and you'll get $100 deposit match up to $100. So here's the thing: 100% deposit match up to $100. That's what it is. But here's the thing, okay? This is what's really cool about it. So if you don't know anything about Sleeper, it's actually a fantasy app. And it's also quite a few other things as well. So not only is it a fantasy app, but if you go to the home page here, and you can see if we go to NBA, you have so much news. As you can see, you got Kawhi Leonard, but it's like a little social media app as well. So you can connect with other fans. You can get breaking news during games. You can see stats. It's really cool. It's really cool. So big shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring. And like I said, there's lots of different things that you can do on there. So if you actually do want to do some fantasy, please do, man. You just go over here. You go to picks. This is the NFL one. Unfortunately, we don't have an NBA one, obviously, but there is a WNBA one if that's what you're interested in. But you can put stuff on here like, let's see, obviously he'll get more than 0.5 passing yards, but you just click more on that. You can add to it, and it's pretty nice, man. It's a pretty good app, and it's a pretty great website. So guys, go check it out. And like I said, there's lots of different things on there. Like as you can see here, here's live scores. So you can set it to, the NBA and keep up with everything on here. So even if you don't do any fantasy whatsoever, you can get a lot of stats. You can get all your breaking news. It's good. It's really good. And it's very user friendly. But if you guys want to support your boy, please go join Sleeper and use the code CLAN. Use code CLAN. That's all you have to do, okay? It means the world to me. I'm also very proud of myself that I figured out how to connect my phone to the stream. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that great? I'm doing it right now. What's really cool is now that we know how to do this, maybe we can integrate some other stuff in the future. Anyways, got a little off topic. Shout out to Sleeper. Thank you, Sleeper. And all right. New sponsor. Yeah. New sponsor. Okay, so but link in the description for that, by the way. All right, so last order of business, chat. As promised, I actually promised this several weeks ago. Not several weeks ago. What was it, like a week ago? Week and a half ago? I said that I would go over this video in particular of...
Hello, everyone.
Was that AI? He sounded like AI. Of Wembanyama, right? This is a Wembanyama kind of like an interview, I think. People sent this over to me, and it's... The weird thing about it is we were reading an article, and they mentioned an interview that we just couldn't find anywhere. At least I couldn't find anywhere. And people sent this over to me, and they were like, oh, no, this is the interview that it was referring to. So I thought that maybe we can listen to quite a few of this, right? I'm sure that it's like a chess match / interview. So I wanted to see what came from it, and we'll finish it up, but we'll just do a segment for now. Because, these reactions take a while, because I yap. I do a lot of yapping. If something comes from it that really stands out, you guys know I don't know what just happened. Okay. You guys know I have to comment on certain stuff. What the? Okay. All right. Let's see.
An honor. Today, I have a special guest, Victor Wong.
Oh, I see what's going on. It's in French. But they got AIs. Okay. All right. Well, you know, I'll take it. I was a little confused, but yeah.
Hi, Victor. Hi. Thanks for having me. How are you? Great. I'm fine. A little busy. We travel a lot, but it's nice to have you. You see, there's a chess game, and just before we started, you told me that you'd practiced a bit today, so it's going to be tough for me. We'll see. But now, we're going to play a little game of chess together. We'll also go over your career. But a game like no other. Actually, it's going to be a game where you have 3 lives, and if you ever feel like things are going a bit out of whack, you can use up one of your lives, but you only have 3. You see, the goal is to see if you can—
What? This is so bad. Audio, please. Audio track. French. Just give me French. Just give me French. You guys can read. Just give me French. Subtitles. The subtitles is only in French. Oh, God. Oh, God. We have to do the English. Oh, my God.
Can beat me with those 3 lives. How do you feel?
Okay. Listen, how do I feel? I think there's more difference between you and me than between you and Stockfish. So, we'll see how it goes, but—
Then you told me that it was a bit like me being a beginner in basketball, and I admit that last week I took my first basketball lesson. And I swear I'm discovering—
Guys, we're going to fast forward a little bit. I can't do this.
In fact, I'm giving you this position for a very specific reason. Which is that it's somewhat linked to something that's quite characteristic of you. Does that give you a clue?
H.
H?
Is an opening, actually.
Yeah.
And it has a name. Listen, no, I don't have it. Oh, no, I don't have it. So, it's often something that's used to call you the alien. Right? It's called the alien. It's the alien opening in chess.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I got to get through this. I'm sure we're going to get some good information. Let me skip through a little bit.
New activities. Because I was so used to being good at chess that I didn't like being bad at it. So, I tried, soccer, fencing. Oh, tennis didn't work out. And every time I tried being bad, I got pissed off at being bad, Yeah, okay. Well, listen, I'm calling my shots. Have you been playing chess for a long time? Yeah, I had a big gap in my life where I didn't play much. But yeah, since then, it was when I was also playing soccer. Do you play in a club? Yeah, quickly, like half a year or something like that. But like you got a license or— Yeah, of course. It was expensive in my city.
A license? You can get a license and I'm so lost. I can't do this. I'm trying. I'm skipping through. You see, I'm going to the places where most people key in on.
Game match. The score will be 80, 90, maybe even more. You see, you increase the sample size, you reduce the statistical anomalies, and then the strongest player will largely win, you see. Okay. Good play. Okay, Cav takes 4. Well, listen, I'm finishing my development. Bishop on b7.
I'm skipping through.
Okay, go ahead, I'll start. Come on, go ahead. Okay, Queen b3. Yeah, that's not bad.
Guys, I don't think this is it.
Now, I'm going to start.
I don't think this is it. I'm not doing this. This isn't it. Did you guys troll me? What is this? I'm not doing this. I tried though. I was very patient. Never mind. Signed up for a script. But I can't do that. That was horrible, bro. That was horrible. The Department of Defense has rebranded to the Department of War. This country isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. Let's see here. We don't live in a real world. What happened?
Yo,
I'm here to go to the cabaret show.
It is my show. This is my show. I'm just letting you know if you're ready for the show.
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. Let's see. Speed.
Hold on, wait. All right. Bro, where the cantaloupe show at? The cantaloupe.
The cantaloupe?
Bro, what do you want to...
What? I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. Bro, the internet has some crazy... I got so many crazy videos just popping up right now. The stream was acting up. Yeah, I figured it was. The number kept going down. People came in, came out. I don't really know what was going on. Let's see. Jesus. Oh, Dwight Howard made it into the Hall of Fame today? I mean, we knew he would, but... Let's see here. What we got? So many things on here. All right. So you got the notification too, didn't you? About Dwight? I was not aware that Dwight Howard made it to the Hall of Fame. I mean, I knew he would. I just wasn't aware that he's made it now. You know what I mean? Thought it was gonna be a sec. All right. All right. So I did want to do something. I want to mention something. Okay. All right. So I wanted to say this. This is kind of a low-key call to action, right? So I want you guys to do something for me, okay? So San Antonio Spurs recently announced free open scrimmage to conclude training camp. And a lot of you guys, what you do is you go to these games and you get really great footage. And then the only people that see the footage is you and your fam, right? You and your friends or whatnot. And what I want you to do for this season, and I'll continue to remind you, that when you guys go see a game, and if you go to this scrimmage, if you videotape it, if you show anything, send it over to me, man. Join the Discord, link in the description, and send over the footage. Or you can send it over, well, I would say send it over to Instagram, but Instagram's a little rough to decipher through because there's so many messages I get on there. But if you can post it on Twitter, tag me on Twitter, right? Or post it in the Discord, right? And just remind me during streams, hey, I got some footage that you want the chat to be able to see. It'll be really cool after games when we get on and we talk about the game to, have a little bit of footage that we can actually show, right? But yeah, so just wanted you guys to know that that's what we're going to be doing this season. So if you could send me over any footage that you have, that would be great. So anytime you get some footage, and if I miss it, you just remind me in the chat. Like, that's all you got to do. Remind me in the chat. I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those YouTubers or whatnot or streamers that just ignore a bunch of messages. But then again, to be fair, like some streamers are just so big till they can't catch everything. But I'm gonna try my best to catch as much as I can. So if I miss anything, just say, hey, I dropped it in the Discord, and we're gonna look at it. Okay, you should announce that in the Discord now. I'll do it when the season starts. I'll do it I'll do it closer to the training camp. So if you guys are going to any of this, please let me know. So as you can see here, we already know that the NBA season was announced and everything. So if you go here, this is the preseason schedule. So I will be watching the preseason. Not nothing crazy, but I will be watching it. So we got here the San Antonio Spurs versus the Lions. So this is in China? Or is this in San Antonio? San Antonio versus the Pacers. Actually, I'm not sure. This might be in China. Yeah, this might be in China. Because it's 4 days between the two. Well, 7 days between those two. Anyways, I'm excited. I think that is going to be great. Unfortunately, we won't get to see Dylan Harper for a while, probably until the end of October, maybe a few games after that. I know how the Spurs are. Just because Popovich isn't the coach anymore doesn't mean that the train stops, right? They'll still be San Antonian, okay? They're still going to be doing some Spursy stuff, so we might take a while before we see him. But I'm really excited. I think that, you know, one player in particular that we need to keep our eye on is Devin Vassell. And funny enough, I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to call it right now. I guarantee you, Devin Vassell might end up having the exact same stats, but get praise for the season. Wasn't necessarily good enough, right? We needed a little bit more consistency when it pertains to his aggression getting to the rim. That was the main thing, just the aggression. But as far as his numbers, it wasn't that bad, okay? It wasn't as bad as fans try to make it out to be. So obviously he wasn't as good as last season, right? But he also dealt with that injury. But I mean, he went down 3% from the field goal percentage. That's not great. But as far as 3-point percentage, it was about the same. And he also averaged the exact same amount of threes a game. And his overall points went down, you know, just a couple points, well, 3 points. So just overall, yes, he wasn't as good as the season prior, and I think we had pretty high expectations. But at this point, I think that we can all, I don't know what that was. I think we all can understand what he is, right? He's not a second guy to Wemby. Maybe a third guy, but if he's the fourth scoring option, that's huge, right? And he plays decent defense. He's not a liability by any stretch of the matter, not even close to a liability. So I'm really excited to see what we see from him. But I guarantee you, I'm gonna call it right now, if his numbers are the same, maybe just slightly better, he'll get praise for the exact same numbers last season. He just has more talent around him, so you feel you're gonna more so feel the impact of, you know, of his scoring, right? You just feel it a little bit more. So yeah, and you'll be able to cover up some of those tendencies that he has, where he doesn't attack the rim as much, but you have so many guys that can put pressure on the rim. You got Castle, you got Hartwell. Hopefully, you know, Harper's back and good to go pretty early, and then you have Fox, who can bring so much pressure to the rim. So I think that he's really going to shine, but you know, it's just a matter of waiting and seeing. I really hate that he gets as much hate as he does. I agree with everybody when it came to, like, hey, you need to be a little bit more aggressive, but man, I didn't agree with the whole, like, bringing up how much money he makes, because honestly, a lot of his peers, they did worse than him, right? There were some guys that did better, but there were plenty that did worse this season. DeJounte Murray being one in particular, who was god awful before his injury. So I'm really excited. I would keep an eye on Devin Vassell. I think that that's a player that we definitely need to take a look at, but it should be good. It's not bad numbers, though. The man's been injured, and just like Sohan, he was put in a strange situation. Yeah, you have him coming off the bench, you know, quite a few times. He just hasn't been able to play. You switch up basically I don't want to say the entire roster, but the roster dynamic by bringing in Fox. It's just been weird. It was just a weird season, and that's okay. Yeah, I agree with you, though. He's gonna be okay. Goes from we hooping to now he injured. Then we get Wemby, and he touches diminish and gets injured again. Then coming next season injured of we move on, breakout or we move on. In my opinion, yeah, I agree with you. I think that it is going to be a well, I don't agree with it's a breakout or move on. It's very possible, and I don't know if this is a bad thing, but it's very possible that the breakout already happened during the 23-24 season. That could very well end up being the best version of Devin Vassell we get. But my whole point is, if that's the version of Devin Vassell we get, we'll win way more games. It's just that when he's put in a position where he has to be the second scorer, you can't be as inconsistent aggressive wise being the second scorer. But if you're the third or fourth, you can get away with it. No one will even notice, and you'll be somewhat of an X factor in a lot of these games. So we'll see. That's the one player I'm looking at. Everyone else, honestly, I'm excited for. But kind of like what you said, like, are we going to move on or whatnot? He's the one that I'm keying in on because I really want him to do well. Everyone else, I kind of know what to expect, or at least I just feel like I know at this point. I'm excited to see everyone, but Devin is the one guy where it's like, you're good enough. You're good enough to be part of this team long term, and I want you to. And I know you're talented enough. And hopefully, if it goes down how it's going in my head canon, that he'll be fine and he'll be a perfect third, fourth option, and people will love him again, and he'll be an X factor, and he'll hit some big shots here or there, and we're just like, whoa, that was huge, right? But yeah, that's how I feel. True, he is a passive scorer, but with aggressive scorers like Fox, Wemby, and Castle, he won't need to be aggressive anymore. Catch and shoot, high percentage shots is all he got to do. It also reminds me of those times when he was with DeJounte Murray, right? Or the one game in particular during the play-in game, and that's all he was doing all game was just catching and shooting, and he was lights out. And we can get that. We can get that version of Vassell when you have a little bit more aggressive players on the team. So we'll see. He just needs to be able to make those open shots. Yeah. Keep in mind too, like, a lot of the shots that Devin Vassell took were very difficult shots, right? Very difficult shots. So there's that. Yeah, I know that exact game. That's when I said that guy is special. We got to see where it goes. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Vassell going to eat off the bench this year? Yeah, I saw quite a few people saying he should start. I'm hoping that Mitch Johnson doesn't treat this. I'm hoping he doesn't treat this the same way, Popovich would treat players sometimes, where it's like you've been, what's the word, guys? Seniority. What's the word? I'm not saying it right. Seniority. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you're older, you've been on the team for X amount of time, so you guaranteed that spot. Like, I don't agree with that. I think that's lame. I didn't really like it when Pop did it either, to be honest. Hot take, Vassell and Champagny should start with Harper and Castle leading the bench and ending games. Vassell and Champagny. I'm okay. If we're gonna, here's the thing. I don't know how much playing time Carter Bryant is gonna get, so I wouldn't be surprised if Julian Champagny runs the backup small for it now. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm not angry at it, but like, I don't think Harrison Barnes should come off the bench. I'll say it like this. I wouldn't mind discussing like Vassell starting with you. Actually, I don't know. Champagny starting ain't that bad. Maybe Champagny starting wouldn't be that bad. I'm not that mad with Champagny starting, honestly, at the shooting guard position. I guess I'm not that mad at that. Carter Bryant going to be in Austin for a stint. You think so? Let's be honest. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be sent to Austin. I don't think he'll be sent to Austin. I don't know about that. That jumper ain't great just yet, but he'll improve. He got a pretty good jumper. Yeah, he's been pretty inconsistent when it comes to that, you know. I just want him to get better. I already don't know how much playing time he would actually get, so. If Vassell starts, it should be a shooting guard. Well, yeah. I don't think anybody was saying Vassell should start at small forward. Oh, when I said Champagny starts at shooting guard, I was insinuating that Vassell would come off the bench. Yeah, he did. The Spurs are in a great position right now because there's literally no reason for us to be undersized or to do anything to jeopardize what people's regular positions are. Like there's no reason to do it. Before, I mean, everyone was all over the place and we had to get creative because we didn't have the size. Now you have the size, you can kind of do whatever you want. You got a lot of guys that can play multiple positions as well. But yeah, now it's just nice now because you're not deciding between does Sohan play point guard, power forward, or center. Now you're just like, oh, he'll play power forward, and on occasion maybe you put him at center. You want a really small lineup, but really no point in doing it, right? And it's like that with everybody. We don't have to actually run Castle at small forward if we don't want to. Now it's just, oh, he could run point guard or shooting guard, you know? We just got so many options now, so. Also think of Barnes as a 3 instead of a 4. Wait, what? Definitely always thought it was super weird seeing him play the 3 for the most part of last year. Are you talking about Barnes? Yeah, I'm confused. Barnes definitely not a 4. Are you just saying they forced him to the 4 spot? Is that what you're saying? It was weird. It was a weird year. We were talking about Vassell. Oh, I don't even remember Vassell being put at the 3. But they had to do quite a bit. I'm not saying you guys are lying. I just don't remember. I remember Champagny being moved everywhere. I remember Chris Paul running shooting guard at times. Like, it was just ugly, man. But what I really remember is Sohan running center. Very frustrating. It's cool that he'll be able to like kind of dumb down his role a little bit. I hate how much hate he got so early. I guess it kind of comes with the territory when you have the personality of a Sohan, right? You kind of got to come in. Not saying coming to him, he didn't deserve like a lot of the crazy hate, but when you're kind of a controversial player, the most controversial player we got, I think people are going to feel that way. But I think it also had to do with people feeling weird about like the way that he did his hair or whatever, and people just don't understand, or people don't know that that's why they had an issue with him, and it irked them. I think it irked them quite a bit. It's kind of like when people get like talk so much trash about a player that like paint their nails. And it's like that has nothing to do with basketball, but you have a problem with it. It's kind of the same thing. Sohan is awesome. Sohan's great, man. Sohan's great. If somebody's messing up if someone's messing up, I'm very quick to jump on and be like, yeah, to say, hey man, we need to reevaluate some things, but that is not the case. That is not the case. All right, so guys, I'm gonna hop off. He's an open-minded free spirit. Yeah, people don't like that. I'm gonna hop off. I appreciate all the love. Okay. We'll be back on Sunday. I think Sunday is a good day. So I'll be back on Sunday night. It's more that's going to come out of this whole Kawhi Leonard situation, this whole Kawhi Leonard fiasco. So I'm sure we'll have some things to talk about that. Maybe we'll have some updates when it comes to Dylan Harper. So we'll just see how it goes. But I'm going to get off. I'm going to go watch a movie. I finally saw Bring Her Back, by the way. I really liked it. I saw Weapons, then Bring Her Back. So I saw 2 great horror films in a row. So yeah, I'm about to watch Dead Mail tonight. See how that goes. Later, Clan. Yeah. Bye, AJ. Hopefully the stream is a little bit better. People said that it was like coming in and out of consciousness. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I didn't get any notifications that the frames dropped or anything. So yeah, maybe it's just one of those weird nights, you know? All right. Everyone have a good night. Peace and chicken grease. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for that. Skapoodle said nice indeed. All right. You guys have a good night. I will see you on Sunday. And if we don't have Spurs stuff to talk about, I'll talk about movies. I don't care.